Moonies! Welcome to the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. I'm your host, Victoria L. Johnson, and I'm here with Amber Jackson, aka Koala Cosplay. She's a cosplayer and the creative mind behind the Pretty Guardian Gala, which is being presented by Awkward Nerd Events. I am super excited for this gala and to learn more about it and to talk with Amber. Hey, Amber!
Hi!
Welcome to the Sailor Moon Fan Club.
I am so stoked. I have listened to several of the episodes through. My life is a little less hectic right now, so I'm working through, catching up to everything. But it's such an honor. Like, I'm so stoked. I feel like I've made it.
Oh my god, it makes me so happy. You made it way before coming on this podcast, but I'm happy it could be somewhat of a milestone.
Yeah. I want to be like, achievement unlocked.
Yes. Level unlocked. I love it. Well, first question I like to ask every guest is, what is your first memory of watching Sailor Moon?
So I think my first memory is pretty similar to a lot of people with that, very, very early time slot kind of before school. My dad is actually a huge anime fan and grew up, watching Speed Racer and Dragon Ball Z and those kinds of things. And so when I came along, he was like, I don't know, some of the anime I like to watch might not be appropriate for this little nug. And so he kind of ended up finding Sailor Moon and plopped me down in front of it and was like, you too shall love anime like me, kind of a deal.
Love it.
So, we've been, Dad and I do cons and stuff together, but that's a whole nother road that I will not go down at this time.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was pretty cool, but if you want to talk about it later, we can, but if not,
yeah,
I too. That's awesome though. I love that. Like, my brother got me introduced to Sailor Moon. It wasn't like a you're gonna love an anime thing, but more like a you might like this thing, and then end up changing my entire life. So it's funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Well, as you've been watching for over these years, have you had any favorite episodes or any moments?
My The Power of Love song is forever seared into my brain, and I just remember wearing that VHS out because I loved that movie so much, and just that entire scene where it's Sailor Moon, or it's Princess Serenity is in her dress and that freaking meteor is racing towards Earth, and it's just it gives me chills every time. I listen to that song anytime I need to hype myself up or give myself the motivation to do something. And so that moment is kind of something that I've always carried with me and always really pushes me, to get through the tough spots and know that even though my friends might not be around physically, they're still there supporting me with their love. So
I love that real world application. That's so true. Man, that song is so epic. Every time I hear that,
yeah, when they played that song at the 25th anniversary ball, it went down, because we were in this super bougie venue. It literally looked like we were in the Moon Palace, and that song came on and it just got real ratchet real fast with everybody in their gorgeous ball gowns just tearing up the dance floor. So I love that song. I love that scene. It just holds a special place in my heart.
I'm so sad I missed that event because it looked so cool. And I'm in New York, and I'm like, where was I? What was I doing at this time? I was probably poor and in grad school or something.
Yeah, no, it was not fan friendly. It was really expensive. And I mean, the only way that I was able to go is because I sew, and so somebody was like, I'll trade you a ticket if you sew me a gown. Cool. And I was like, done. Done deal. So that was the only way I afforded to go, honest to goodness. Because I think general admission tickets were $250 or something, which is expensive, but I mean, it was a full sit down dinner, so I understand where that money went, kind of.
And I actually had the team, or some of the people from the team who put that together, from Miss Dream, on the podcast, and they talked about it, and I think definitely worth the price, from the had and the amount of detail they put into it. really
Oh,
wish I
absolutely,
went. But yeah,
absolutely.
that's epic.
Yeah.
Super, super epic. And I'm really excited to talk to you about your gala later a little bit too. But first,
Yeah.
I have to ask, who is your favorite Sailor Scout slash Senshi?
So it's a bit of a mix up because my favorite scout growing up naturally was Pluto because she was the only girl that had melanin and like looked like me, and she was super stoic and like freaking awesome and amazing. But in terms of like what I love and like the thing I collect, because I have like a small Sailor Moon collection, is the eternal version of Sailor Moon, because I just think the locket is the most gorgeous, the wand is super stunning, and so, you know, with her little wings and everything, Eternal Sailor Moon is like top tier, love of my life. I just consume that on the daily.
Yes. I actually got so hyped because I think Target is selling a shirt with Eternal Sailor Moon on it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need it!" Because we don't get much merch.
No, and I'm mentally preparing because I'm sure you've seen the 30th
Yeah,
logo dropped for this year, and it's Eternal Sailor Moon, and I'm like, gosh dang it. Like, I just know the amount of merchandise that's going to come out this year from Japan is going to be insane, and my wallet is going to cry nonstop. But it's okay. Like, this is why we're adults. This is why we have adult jobs, is so we can spend it on Sailor Moon stuff.
exactly.
Like, that's just how that works.
If you don't spend your money, who will?
Exactly. And it's like, this has to be someone else's problem later in life, you know, where I'm gonna, you know, become particles of dust or something, and then they're just gonna have to come in here and be like, what am I gonna do with all this Sailor Moon shit? I don't know. And it's like, well,
Right, like donate it. I don't know.
Yeah, you better sell this for some good money on eBay. Like, I'm looking at the 90s Eternal Tier wand. Like, you better not sell that for no $30.
I'm still sad. I sold my Sega Genesis when I was younger for $10. And I'm like,
No.
why did I sell it? What was wrong with me?
Mistakes were made between like this and then like my Moana collection.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna make some
Disney
good money.
I love it. Well, we kind of hinted at it before, but you are producing, or your creative mind behind this gala, Sailor Moon Gala in Milwaukee. How did this come about? Like, how did you get involved with Awkward Nerd events, and like, how did this idea come about to do a Sailor Moon Gala?
Yeah, so Lisa and I have been friends for several years, I want to say at this point. I'm not quite sure where that... Oh?
Good.
Oh, sorry, duh. Lisa. Lisa is the owner of Awkward Nerd Events. She has been putting on amazing adult nerdy events for quite some time, and so she and I have been friends for quite some time. And what actually started as the whole thing that kind of started this off is Lisa and another friend of hers. Her friend owned a nerdy bar in the area, and they would host events there, and then the events just outgrew the bar space, and so their original, like, big nerdy event was the Yule Ball that they hosted every year here, which is, adult prom. It's super fun. It's Harry Potter themed. This year we raised over $3,000 to donate to Trans Lifeline because we don't fucks with J.K. Rowling. Kind of a deal. And so, I've been kind of bugging them about putting on a Sailor Moon something. I was like, it could be like a little celebration for Usagi and Chibiusa's birthdays, or like it could be a celebration for, these other milestones that happened throughout the series. But neither Lisa or her former co-owner were really into Sailor Moon, so it's not that they didn't see the appeal, but they just didn't have the hype behind it that I do. And so when her former co-owner left last year, I was looking over, you know, the dates and the times and the anniversaries, and I was like, oh shit, next year's the 30th anniversary. We have to do something. And Lisa was like, okay, sure, let's do it. And so that was kind of what kicked the ball off. And I keep calling it my love letter to the Sailor Moon fandom, because I'm just like, I'm putting my heart and soul into this. And like the I wanted it to be different than the 25th anniversary celebration was, because that one was very much we are in the Moon Palace. It is a ball. The dress code was really strict so that, you know, everybody kind of fit within the realm and the world that they were building. And so we took it and kind of took a left turn with it, and we're doing if Usagi and her friends went to the Met Gala. And so it is going to be a night of kind of high fashion, geek couture, like out of the box versions of the Scouts. And, you know, I expect to see quick changes happening throughout the evening, or, you know, like transformation dresses. And so it's really a platform for people to explore and have fun with silhouettes and designs and gowns and tuxedos and whatever they can, you know, come up with that fits kind of that campy, gorgeous Met Gala vibe.
That is so cool. I love that so much, because I've always wanted to. Well, I don't know if I always wanted to attend a Met Gala, but like to dress up like I was going to a Met Gala. And so I feel like this would be a cool opportunity to do something like that.
Yeah, and I specifically kind of pushed for it to be held in a hotel so that we can kind of get like those miniature con vibes. And because we've got a room block that people can stay in, and I know that some people are talking about like hosting, you know, room parties the night before, and, you know, meeting up with people and doing brunches or doing whatever. And I'm like, treat this, you know, like you might treat a wedding day. Like, hire a person to do your hair, hire a person to do your makeup, you know, go all out. We're literally buying carpet or renting carpet to turn the stairs that lead up to the ballroom in this hotel pink so they look like the Met Gala stairs. Like, we are saving no expense. We want to make sure that everyone who does attend this not only feels that camaraderie of being around fellow Sailor Moon fans and, you know, sharing the nostalgia of a 30-year franchise with strangers, but also feels like, you know, they're attending the highest fashion event of the year, and like they get to show out and they get to be the star. So yeah, I'm really excited to see, you know, what people come up with and what people show up in, and just the faces on everyone. That's always my favorite part, is like when you first walk into an event and the reaction that people have. It makes my heart happy.
That is so cool. It feels like you're in the right place at the right time. And I mean, you mentioned this before we started recording, so I'm gonna bring it up. But Tiffy Starchild is hosting.
She is. I love Tiffy with my whole heart, with my whole being. She is a blessing and a light in my life, and I hope that when she listens to this episode, she just feels all of my love projecting across the universe to her, because we don't live close, which is the saddest thing. But yes, we asked her to host it because she just has the most amazing personality, and she's equally as passionate about the Sailor Moon universe as I am, and so I knew she was a shoo-in. So, I mean, we're gonna have her doing a variety of fun tasks that evening, from, you know, hosting interviews on the pink carpet with our cute little Sailor Moon step and repeat, to doing, you know, she'll probably host the fashion show that we're gonna have, that people can nab like a little extra ticket to if they want to walk in the fashion show and kind of present themselves to the other Sailor Moon fans. She'll probably, you know, lead the toast and talk about different things. And so I just know that, you know, when we were talking about, oh, do we want someone to like kind of be in charge of the microphone for the evening, like, Tiffy was in, no questions asked. She was like, I was gonna come anyway, so like if you want me to work, I will. And I was like, yes, done. Perfect. So yeah, I'm super, super stoked for her to, you know, be the face kind of the event and show off her love and her passion for the series, because everyone she comes into contact with just falls in love with her because she's just that amazing. I adore her. I could talk about Tiffy for hours.
Too. And she was also a guest on the podcast. I love her. She's so cool and so amazing and just like a lovely person. And I'm like so excited.
I know it's gonna be so dope. I'm so geeked, and I think we're gonna work together on her gown. Like, she has a vision in mind, and so I'm very excited to get to sew for her, and you know, make her a stunning dress that she gets to show off all evening.
Yes,
so.
I like am thinking of a dress I can wear now. Like, I have one dress that's like pink and sparkly, and I'm just like, maybe I can adjust that and just like do some stuff with it. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do a full Tiffy Starchild and just put crystals all over
I
it.
love that.
Or, you know, add some tulle to it to make it a bigger skirt, or like a mermaid style skirt, pin a little brooch in the middle. Oh yeah. The biggest struggle is figuring out what I want to wear. I know it'll be Eternal Sailor Moon themed, because obviously she's my favorite. But it's like, how am I going to translate that into a dress? And will there be multiple dresses? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. That's a problem for future Amber.
I love that. I love giving future Victoria problems. I'm like, you know what? She'll figure it out. She's smart.
Yeah, she'll get there. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
And then present Victoria is like, oh, it's cursing past Victoria, but that's all.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? But you know, it's gonna be fun.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I did kind of want to talk about your cosplaying a bit, if you are down.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk a little bit about yeah.
Oh man, so cosplay. I've been doing cosplay for. Oh man, I'm gonna have to math. It's over a decade at this point. I want to say I started in 2006 question mark.
16 years. Oof. I got a calculator.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just did it too, and I was like, "Ooh, are we sure?" So yeah, it was either 2006 or 2007, and I did 1 year by myself, or I did one con by myself, and then the following year I roped my father in, and he was like, I don't know, I don't want to be like the one old guy at a con where, you know, everybody's young and running around and blah blah blah. And I was like, Dad, you literally go all out for Halloween every fucking year. Like, it's literally Halloween, but not during Halloween, you know? Like, it's just dressing up. Like, you already do that. And he is like, if you get good grades, we'll see. So I busted my chops, and I got all A's, and I came back, and I was like, you have to cosplay now, motherfucker. Not really, because I was like a bean, and he would have killed me. But, you know, I was just like, ha, I got good grades. You have to cosplay now. Because my dad, like
that, but outward,
he's a 6'5", 6'4" black man. So, you know, he's beefy. He's built up. He's big. Yeah, he's amazing. And so our very, very first cosplay together was from Teen Titans. I did Raven, and he did Stone, which was Cyborg's alter ego when he was in the Hive. And my dad was like, okay, that was kind of cool. Like, yeah, we can do that again. And then it just took off from there. And I mean, we've cosplayed everything from Soul Calibur to Lilo and Stitch, and, you know, Star Wars, and it's been quite the roller coaster, but it's been a really cool thing to do, you know, with my dad, and it happened in my teens, which is where a lot of kids, you know, pull away from their parents. And the whole reason my cosplay name is Koala Cosplay is because I used to like hang off of him. Like I would like wrap my little arms around his arm, or like wrap my body around his leg, and he would like try and shake me to get me off. And he's like, you're like a koala, like you always cling. And so that's where Koala Cosplay came from. But yeah, no, it's super fun. We've got a couple of cons lined up this year. We're not making too many new cosplays, but we've got one big one that we're doing for D23 that we're keeping under wraps, because we're hoping to enter it in the masquerade, and so we can't like post a whole lot about it before that contest. But it's another cool mashup. I'm really stoked. I think it's gonna be awesome. So yeah.
That sounds really cool. I love the origin story for your koala cosplay. Well, can't say much about what's happening, but what cosplay would you say you're most proud of? And I guess, like, what cosplay would you want to do in the future that you're not already planning to do?
A cosplay I'm most proud of. Oh man, that means I have to remember all the stuff I've
made. I
know. I'm really proud of, I really love my Moana upgrades that I did this past year, because I've been cosplaying Moana pretty much since the movie came out, which was 5 going on 6 years ago. And so I re-embroidered her skirt by hand and was like able to get more details and stuff in there. So I really love that one. Our Monsters Inc. and Star Wars mashup was really good, and that went over way bigger than we thought it would. We went kind of viral.
I'm like, please tell me you did like Chewie, Chewbacca, and like Sully. Is that what?
Yes, so it's Sulbaka is his name. It's Chewie and Sully. And then I did a mashup of Boo and Ray. And so I call her Rue, but everyone just calls her Boo Ray. And I was like, that's fine. I literally, like, I don't care. Like, we're having a good time. Y'all are having a good time. That's all that matters. And so we have met, you know, the most amazing people because of that cosplay. We everybody just eats it up. It's so funny because we're always like, oh, like, we think this is gonna be great, but like nobody else is gonna care. And then people loved that cosplay so much that we actually wore it twice. Like, we wore it 2 days at D23, which was a little scary because we're in California heat and my dad is like covered head to toe in fur. But we invested in, it's like an ice vest for him. So we would like freeze all these little ice packets in our tiny, you know, freezer in our hotel room the night before, and then slide them into these pouches. And that is what kept him cool enough to, you know, go around and wear that for a couple hours at a time. So, yeah, I mean, those two are kind of our big ones. Yeah, I mean, we've done so much in the last 15, 16 years. So it's been a roller coaster, but it's so fun, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I absolutely adore it.
That is so cool. I love that. It's so cool. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I love wholesome things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What you've been to a lot of cons actually. What do you say is your favorite con? Because I recently heard about Dragon Con and how amazing it is. Even though I heard about it before, and people liked it until yesterday, and now I'm like, I need to go to Dragon Con. But I'm curious, what's your favorite con?
Oh, see, we did Dragon Con. We were not fans because it's in Hotlanta, so it was a bajillion degrees the entire time we were there, and it was just like, for us, we felt like it was too spread out, and it was like by the time we learned about something that we might have wanted to do, and like we crossed between, you know, 3 or 4 hotels, it was too late, and like we couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people like that con. We also aren't huge like party people at conventions. So, you know, that is a big, big party con. And so we're like in bed by 10. And everybody was like out partying and having the time of their life. So, you know, that con necessarily wasn't the best one for us. But my favorite con, hands down, it's so hard. I have to say it's D23, which is essentially Disney's Comic Con. And it's so big that it only happens every other year in Anaheim. And then they do like a miniature version of it in Florida on the off year. I mean, that con is just unreal. It is so cool because they pull things out from the vault, like costume pieces and vehicles. Like last D23, which was 3 years ago now, they had like Cinderella's Golden Carriage from the 2015 movie, and they had like Cruella de Vil's car, and they had, you know, Whitney Houston's fairy godmother dress. And so it's just, that con is just unreal. And it's like a stone's throw away from Disneyland, so you get a 2-for-1 because you go to the parks and then you go to the con, and it's just like the best. But otherwise a very close second is Katsucon, which we are going to go to this year in a couple of weeks here, and that's just because that venue is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I mean, even if I would say, you know, you're gonna get some weird looks, but if you don't want to do a con, just go to that hotel, you know, on a random weekend and just get photos there, because it is so stunning. And I mean, that's what a lot of people do, you know. I feel bad because they host panels and things, and I've never been to a panel at that con, because we just go and it's just like photo shoot, photo shoot, photo shoot, photo shoot. I feel like Lady Gaga, where she's like club, another club, another club. That's just us changing in and out of costume, and we're like photo shoot, another photo shoot, another photo shoot. So this year is going to be pretty tame, though. We're only taking out, I think, 2 or 3 cosplays. So it will not be the madness that Katsucon has been in years past, but it's still going to be a good time.
I love how tame for you is like 2 to 3 cosplays. For me, I'm like, maybe 1, maybe 2. Throwing a casual cosplay in there.
I mean, there were years where we had like 4 to 5, and we were like changing halfway in the day, where we would like go out for, you know, 3 or 4 hours in one thing, and we would go into our room and like eat lunch quick and then change into something else and go and do more photos. I mean, yeah, no, we're just like, okay, like 1 cosplay a day and we're good, kind of a thing. So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's so cool though. That is cool. You mentioned your Eternal merch. So I'm curious, and it doesn't have to be something Eternal, but what's your favorite piece of nerd merch that you own?
It's really easy to look because like my Eternal merch is on floating shelves in front of me right now. And not to brag, but I try really hard to buy from like Japanese secondhand market, because the US secondhand market for Sailor Moon is awful. And I actually came across this when I was, you know, when I first kind of found the proxy that I use primarily. And I was like digging through, you know, Mercari Japan and Yahoo Auctions. A lot of the things that you see for sale on our eBay are actually listed on Mercari Japan for a lower price.
Ooh, did not know
so that. people are taking these Mercari Japan listings and then multiplying it by 2 times or 3 times the price that person's asking. And people just don't know. They see this and they're like, oh, obviously that's a super rare piece of merch. Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to, you know, pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for it. And then you go on Mercari Japan and it's like $30. It's like, it's so frustrating. And I was so angry about that. And I actually run one of the largest like Sailor Moon buy-sell trade groups on Facebook. And so I put it out there to my, you know, all my little beans. I was like, guys, don't trust these eBay sellers because they'll say that, you know, it's shipping from Japan, but the eBay account is US based. And that was always really sketchy to me. And so when I put two together, I was very upset by that. Sorry, that was a really long tangent. Okay. My favorite merch currently. Man, it's a tie because like I have the 90s Eternal Tier toy. It still lights up. It still makes weird music. It's hilarious that I love her. But I got the Moonlight series Eternal like compact. And it's the one that's like a jewelry box, like it kind of opens in the bottom half, and it's super cute because it says, you know, Eternal Moon makeup, and it's got like little feathers like pressed into the plastic. So I think those two are my favorite that I own. I really want to get the 90s Eternal brooch, even though that makes an even weirder noise than the wand does. But I don't know why they were just like, why give the Eternal set of toys real noises like we have all of the previous compacts and wands when we can just make them beep? And it's like, thank you, Bandai. I appreciate that so much. Well, it's like the Eternal Tier, it's like it kind of plays a song and then it has two extra knobs on it that you twist, and one changes the pitch of it and the other changes the speed, so it gets really cursed really fast. And then her locket, it just beeps, like literally all it does is like beep. And I'm just like, cool, awesome, thanks. I'm not gonna pay like $300 for that, but if I find it for a good deal, I'll nab it. Because yeah, my Eternal wand I got for, I want to say $14, because it was like well used and like super loved and played with by some sweet Japanese child, and they were like, this is a toy from my childhood, it's kind of beat up, if you want it, here you go. And I'm on like Mercari Japan, and I was like, done. So the goal is to someday like refurbish it and give her a repaint and make her really cute and pretty again. Will I ever do that? Maybe. We'll see.
Oh man. Well, love all of that. Sounds exciting. Sounds like you have some really cool stuff, no matter what noises they make.
Yeah. It's, if I had batteries, I would put it in there just so you could hear how cursed it is.
Later or in the future.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I might bring you batteries to the gala. Just be like, I need to hear this sound.
Oh, I'll absolutely have this wand at the gala. Like, I'm gonna put like a sling or something on my hip so I could just like slide it in there and just whip that wand out like whoop-cha!
Smart.
Who knows? Maybe by, oh no, I was gonna say, that would be really hopeful. I was gonna say maybe by then, you know, Proplica will have released an official wand, but that is asking for entirely too much. I don't expect Proplica to give us anything until probably like November. And I'll still buy it, so it's fine. It's fine.
I know, that's how I feel. When I'm like, I'll buy it. It's fine.
Well, it's like they've literally released all the other wands and compacts, and I'm just like, please, can I please get a waffle? Like,
yeah, no, I think they will. I feel like this is definitely the year for Eternals. Like, especially because I think, like, you know, Stars is going to come out soon. Hopefully, I don't know. But I feel like, you know, that's next in the Sailor Moon Crystal and the new 30th anniversary logo. Like, I just feel like...
Yeah. Oh, no. I lied. My favorite piece, I forgot because it's not sitting up here, is I actually got the Q-Pot Macaron version of the Eternal Locket. That is my favorite piece, and I hope to add the wand and like Holy Grail set that they have soon, but she's a little spendy, so we're gonna sell some stuff and see if we can get it.
All right.
But no, it's ugh, it's so cute. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing in the whole collection. And I got it for a real good price as a keychain, so I'm working to convert it into a necklace because I can't afford the necklace, but it's fine. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Nice. I'm excited to see all of those things.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to throw a gala?
Oof. You're gonna need more time to plan than you think. Is my big one. You know, we started talking about this a year ago, and even that was kind of short notice to plan an event this big. I know some of the people who threw the 25th anniversary ball said that, like, you know, you need 3 years to plan big events like this, which is totally valid. And I mean, if we had 3 years, you know, it might have come out differently, but I'm still super passionate about it. I'm still super, oh wow, my words. I still think it's gonna turn out super, super great. One of the big draws for VIG, which is very important Guardian, is going to be that there are 4 lounges that are each going to be themed to one of the main scouts. So depending on which VIG ticket you buy or which VIG ticket you pick, because you are officially invited as a VIG guest. Ooh. Yeah. I just got that little approval from Lisa. She was like, "Don't forget to tell Victoria she's VIG."
I'm so excited.
Yes. So, depending on which VIG ticket you pick, you'll be in a themed lounge. And so, you know, Venus's lounge is going to be all golds and oranges with probably hints of blue. And her, she's got like this gold velvet couch because we're working with a furniture rental company who's going to furnish the whole thing. And then, you know, Mercury's is going to be all these blue tones and bubbles and luscious. And so, I mean, it's just like anything that you're imagining in your brain, I hope it exceeds that. And it's just going to be, you know, beyond anything in your wildest dreams. Like, it's literally, I keep saying this, but it is my love letter, like, as a Moonie to the Moonies, to be like, I know that our stories might not be similar, but we all relate to this one thing and we all share this one love. And I just want to love on it real hard with you guys. And so I hope that, you know, that translates when you come up those stairs and you go into the grand ballroom and you just see everything for the first time. So, I mean, wow, sorry, again, tangents. In terms of planning, I would say try not and do everything by yourself. As much fun as it is to be like, I'm gonna DIY everything. Like, no, there are literally professionals in these fields that will help you and bring your visions to reality. We're working with, like I said, we've got a furniture place that we're renting stuff from. We're working with decorators so that they can zhuzh up the space, and it is infinitely less stressful on you as an organizer to have to go in, you know, 6 hours before the event starts and try and set everything up by yourself and your friends, because we did that for, you know, 4 of the 5 years that we did Yule Ball, where we were running around like crazy setting everything up ourselves, and it was always, we were exhausted by the time the event started. So I guess my recommendations to people is, sorry, that was my dad again, take your time planning it, and, you know, it's okay to delegate tasks. As terrifying as that is, and something I'm still learning how to do, is, you know, it's okay to have other people help. So, yeah. Sorry, I was just like rereading over my notes from Lisa, and that's why that tangent came in about VIG, because I was like, oh yeah, I gotta remember to do that, because you're freaking VIG all access pass. So
Oh my god, I have like the biggest smile on my face. I'm just like, I was legit like, I'm about to go buy my ticket next paycheck. Like, it's like
No, you ain't gotta buy a ticket. You just email, like I said, email Lisa and let her know what lounge you want, and then we'll go from there. I mean, it's gonna be amazing.
it's so funny because when you said that, I was like, well, I'm going to the Sailor Moon Lounge because Sailor Moon's my favorite. But then you started explaining like Sailor Venus and Sailor Mercury, and I was just like, oh, that sounds really cool too, though. So I don't know. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Want to go in
So
now.
Sailor Moon's lounge, it's actually both Sailor Moon and Chibi Moon's lounge. It's called the Pink Lounge, and it's gonna be like, it's separate from the ballroom, so it's gonna be a bigger space so that kind of more people can have access to it, because only the 10 or so people for each assigned lounge are kind of allowed in that space. So general admission will be able to have access to, you know, the Pink Lounge, depending on kind of what extras they purchase with their ticket, because that was my big thing, is I wanted general admission to be affordable for a wider range of people, and then, you know, you can kind of build your experience with little add-ons here and there. So the Pink Lounge is going to be, you know, sweets and kawaii, but like a regal kind of kawaii, where it's like an elevated kawaii. Like, it'll be super cute. They're like velvet pink couches. They're with like gold detailing, like adorable. We're gonna have like photo backdrops everywhere. It's just gonna be amazing. Like, I'm so geeked, and like I'm excited that we're finally at the point where, like, because Yule Ball was our big thing that we just did a week or so ago here, and so now that we've crossed that bridge over Yule Ball, Lisa's like, all right, we're going gung-ho for PGG, and so I'm so excited. Like, June cannot come fast enough.
Oh my god! Well, now I need to know how Jupiter's and Mars's lounge are like.
Yes. Let me see if I can find the document, because our rental person, like the person that we're renting the furniture from, she like put together these PDFs of like the layouts for each of the lounges. Okay, so yeah, Sailor Moon, it's got gold, it's pink and gold, it's super cute. There's gonna be like a big area rug in there. Hold on, load all of the pages.
Whoa.
I know Mars has this like sickening, yes, there it is. So Mars is like reds and purples. She's got a little bit of gold accents in there. This sickening velvet and like black chase lounge like couch, like it's unreal. Mercury's has multiple colored blue couches and like stools. Venus has these really pretty like blue shell shaped like seats, as well as this gorgeous orange couch. Where's Jupiter? I know she's in here. There it is. So Jupiter, her like show-stopping piece is this vintage like gorgeously green and brown bench, and then she's got two pink accent chairs. It looks like a green trunk in the middle for like kind of a table vibe. There's this like tufted bench that's green velvet. Like, it is unreal. Hold on, I'm gonna definitely not sneak you this document in email right now so you can look at it.
Oh my god, I feel like I have insider information on like the lounges
You
right
sure
now. I'm really
do.
excited. I'm totally gonna make it like, this is gonna be like the hardest decision all week for me.
Oh yeah, no, it's tough because I'm like, you know, because Lisa normally gets dressed pretty close to the event, and then she's just like swoops in last minute. I was like, nah, girl, we gotta be ready like an hour before so that we can run around and get pictures at all of our spots, and then, you know, the event will kick off and whatnot. Because the big thing with VIG, Very Important Guardian, is that they get solo access to the stairs before anybody else. And then there will be a professional photographer there who will take your portrait on the pink stairs so that, like, you really look like you have Met Gala vibes and everything. And then, you know, they get into the vendor hall early, and they get into the space early so that they can, like, set their stuff down and whatnot. And so that's kind of the one downside, I guess, with VIG, is that you have to be ready earlier because your night starts a little earlier, but it's still going to be amazing. I just think it's going to be unreal, you know? I really hope that it takes you out of our everyday world and sets you in a fantastical one with fellow friends and fans, and just sets the mood for the later half of the year.
It definitely sounds like it will, and I'm so excited. And then, like, last thing, just like Sailor Moon had her Sailor Moon says phrase at the end of every episode, what would your phrase be? So Sailor Amber says.
Sailor Amber says, even though the going gets tough, you know, don't give up. I know that we've all had some really tough past couple of years here. Dreams might not have turned out kind of the way we wanted to, or things might not have gone, you know, the path that we hoped. But, you know, keep fighting and keep giving it your all, because there's only one you, and you are magnificent and special and unique. And the world loves you, and the world needs you, even if it might not feel like it right now. Ta-da!
Like a true Moonie. I love it. So inspirational.
Yes!
Makes me so happy. And then what is next for you, and where can people find you, and where can people go to register for this amazing gala?
Okay, so next for me is Lisa and I are actually going to be attending Anime Milwaukee, which is happening in a couple of weeks here. I think it's the 11th through the 13th of February, and we are going to have a Sailor Senshi social, which is kind of like a teeny little pregame to the Pretty Guardian Gala, where we're going to be talking about, you know, what's going to happen at the gala. People might get previews of some of the lounges, that kind of thing. And that's for VIP and VIP plus people, but we might try and sneak some general admission in there. Otherwise, the place to go for tickets for the Pretty Guardian Gala is going to be awkwardnerdevents.com. And let me just quadruple check that. Yes, awkwardnerdevents.com, and then you'll be able to go to the events tab up at the top, and that will be you'll be able to see Pretty Guardian Gala is coming up next, and you can grab your tickets there. And then yeah, that's kind of it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going for. I know that Lisa's hosting some other kind of small events coming up here and there, but Pretty Guardian Gala is our next big one, and I hope that you all come and enjoy. And if you're like friends with people who might not be into Sailor Moon, Awkward Nerd Events, you know, they don't just host one kind of fandom thing. They offer these VIP level experience for all fandoms. And so, I mean, she does everything from a Ren Fair trip to, we're talking about a boozy Scholastic book fair later this year. Like, she's hosting a wide range of nerdy events. So, you know, follow us on social media and see if maybe we've got something coming up for you.
Yes, definitely. I love that. I'm pretty sure they do. I can already see me like just signing up for a bunch of different events. And I love that you guys like raise money for trans folks.
Yes,
for the
we had a whole
like
drag show. It was a Harry Potter themed drag show, and we were like, all of the tips that the queens make, we will not only match but double that. and donate it to Trans Lives Hotline.
I love that.
And then the queens made hella money, and we were like, okay, so we're gonna break this donation up into like several installments. But yeah, we were just like, you know, a lot of people still consume Harry Potter and want to find ways to consume it that don't directly put money in J.K. Rowling's pockets, and Yule Ball was one way to do it. So
yeah, and you did it in a way that it was an event that she would be uncomfortable at, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
She would not be happy about it. I love it. And yeah, well, thank you so much again for coming on the show. I'm so excited to come to this gala, especially now that I'm a VIG.
Yeah. You VIG, girl. You better show up and show out.
I'm absolutely gonna plan my outfit. I'm super excited, but
yes, and if you want like any help planning and like picking out fabrics or anything, just message me. Like, I will absolutely love to help figure something out for you.
I definitely will. I'm gonna send you a picture of the dress I have that I'm thinking about modifying, but we can talk about that. I already followed you on Instagram for my
Yes, perfect, good.
Anyways, again, I'm Victoria L. Johnson, host of the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast, and you can find me at Moonies, Miss Old School on Twitter and Instagram. That's Old School with a K, and Moonies Club on Twitter and Moonies_Club on Instagram. And we have merch at mooniesclub.com, so if you want to check that out, you can do that. And of course, we'll drop the link to the Pretty Guardian Gala in the podcast notes. And thank you so much, Amber, again for coming on the show.
Of course, thank you. That was what I forgot earlier.
Yeah.
Awkward Nerd Events is on Facebook, Instagram, and probably not Twitter.
I did just follow on Instagram as well, so I will check Twitter. But if it's not there, that's fine. Follow other places. And I'll drop all the links as well in the podcast notes for anyone listening. But thank you guys again for listening to the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. And thanks, Amber, for coming on the show.
Thank you. Bye.